What is the number one lead source as a new real estate agent and how should you work it? We will cover that today in this video. What is going on, guys? My name is Chris Elliott, real estate agent, team lead at the Elliott Real Estate Team based out of Richmond, Virginia. In this video today, we're going to cover what the number one lead source is as a new real estate agent and how you can effectively work it. So the number one lead source as a new real estate agent is the number one lead source for all real estate agents, which is your sphere of influence. Yes, the people that already know you, like you, trust you, that are in your phone, that you're connected with on social, that you run into on a daily basis, that is your sphere of influence. And if you are someone that says, hey, I don't have a sphere of influence, I'm not from the area, congratulations, neither was I. The reality is, though, you're a human being. You more than likely interact with other human beings. If you have a doctor, if you have a dentist, if you get your hair cut, if you get your car taken care of, if you leave your house at some point during the day, you have a sphere of influence. Maybe it's not as developed as you would like it, but the reality is, as a human being, you already know other human beings. So what we do with new agents on our team, we encourage our new agents on the team, or we require our new agents on the team rather, is to make a list of their 200 sphere of influence contacts. So who are the 200 people that you know? And let's write down their names, first name, last name. Let's write down their phone number if we have it. Let's write down their email address if we have it, and let's write down their physical address if we have it, right? And once again, if you're somebody who says, I don't know 200 people, I would empathetically call bullshit on that. Everybody that we forced said like, hey, you're not joining the team until you do this. Magically, somehow they come up with 200 people. Hey, they may not even be in our market or in your market. If they're outside of the market, that's fine too, because more than likely, whatever market they're in, people live in houses in that market. There's real estate agents in that market. And even if you're not going to do business and transact with them personally, you can still refer them to agents in that market and earn referral fees. But we're going to compile this list of 200 people, right? And this could be simply on an Excel spreadsheet. I would recommend getting these people into a CRM if you have one or if you have access to one. But if not, you could simply start with a spreadsheet. We don't need to get fancy, right? So then what are we going to do once we have this list of people? I would encourage you take 20 a day, 30 a day, 40 a day, probably no more than 50 in a day. And we're going to reach out to these people, pick up the phone, reach out to these people, let them know that you are now in the real estate business. Let them know if you could be of any service to them. Would they mind if you set them up on some property alerts through your CRM? Would they mind if you set them up on a market update through their CRM? Hey, do you happen to know of anybody that may be able to use my services? Now, are all of these people going to be ready to transact, be ready to refer you, ready to be signed up on an email? No, but you are letting these people know that you're in the real estate business, and that is half the battle as a new real estate agent, is just the obscurity of nobody knows who you are and or nobody knows that you're in the real estate business. So we got to let people know, right? It's as simple as picking up the phone, making that phone call. If you're looking for the magic script, there is not a magic script. You simply need to pick up the phone and make those phone calls. Text messages are great, DMs are great, but honestly, you're going to get farther with a phone call. So I'm going to reach out and call those people. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to connect with every single one of those people on both Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and Instagram. So it doesn't matter which one is your jam. So you might say, hey, Chris, I prefer Facebook, or hey, Instagram's kind of my thing. I don't do the Facebook. That's for the older folks. It doesn't matter, because the reality is we need to hit people in whatever medium is their preferred medium. And the reality is some people like Instagram, some people like Facebook. It doesn't matter. I want to show up on both. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to connect my personal Instagram and my personal Facebook, so that way when I make a post on one, it shows up on the other. So for me personally, every time I post on social media, I post to my Instagram and it automatically carries over to my Facebook. I'm hitting both audiences without creating any extra work for myself. So I'm going to connect with these people on social media. I'm going to do 50 a day until I run out of the list. I'm going to make all those phone calls. The reality is you're probably going to set some appointments. You're probably going to sign some clients. You're probably going to do some business if you simply call through your 200 sphere of influence contacts. But then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to start posting on a regular basis. So I'm going to make 3 stories per day, and I'm going to post 1 reel or 1 long form video per day. And if you're like, hey, I don't know what I want to talk about, figure it out. If you commit to the activity, I promise you, you will think of something to say. But what we're going to do is now we're calling these people, we're showing up in their feeds. They're starting to remember us. They're starting to remember the fact that we're in the real estate business. We're here to service their needs. And then last but not least, what I would recommend do is a strategy that we call 10-5-2. So 10-5-2 says I want to go in and all my peeps, I would recommend starting with the people that are in your market. I'm going to go out every single day. I'm going to go into social. I'm going to make 10 likes on other people's posts, or hearts if you're on Instagram. I'm going to write 5 comments. I'm just going to find something to say about somebody's post, and I'm going to shoot 2 DMs. And these DMs do not need to be, hey, do you want to buy or sell? This could be, hey, congratulations on the new car. I saw you started the new job. Or, congrats on the new relationship. Or, hey, I'm so sorry to hear that grandma died, or whatever it is, right? But 10-5-2, and what you do is when you do this, you initiate the law of reciprocity, where you've taken an interest in somebody else. Naturally, they're going to want to take an interest back in you. And you're just kicking off that universal principle. But what you're also doing is you're training these algorithms, the Facebook algorithm, the Instagram algorithm, where you're interacting with somebody else. So not only is it going to show you more of their stuff on your feed, but it's also going to start showing you or showing them more of your stuff on their feed. So as you're posting more and more content, as you're making more and more story posts and reels, sprinkling in real estate, you're reminding people you exist. You're reminding people you're in the real estate business, and voila, you're going to wake up 90 days later and have some transactions rocking and rolling. Your confidence is going to increase. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this cycle every 90 days. So all of our sphere of influence contacts, we are going to start touching these people at a bare minimum of once every 90 days. There's a lot more you can do, but I promise you, you do those simple things and you're going to generate some business.